Hello, I'm Randolph, and I've been nominated by Miller's Miniatures to explain how I got into wargaming. Well, the truth is, I'm not a wargamer, and I'm not into wargaming. So I'll tell you how I got into toy soldiers. I've always loved, since I can remember, US cavalry and Plains Indians. They are my favourites. When I was little, I used to watch all the John Wayne westerns, all the Randolph Scott, is it? Western, all of them. Good, Bad and Ugly, Shalico, Mechanic's Gold, all the big. I don't think there's one I ain't seen. And Airfix, obviously, in those days, even today, had the 1/72 scale US cavalry. And the Indians. And the Cowboys. And I had all three sets of those. And I think they did a set. I also had the High Chaparral. And my mum bought me a fort, and I got into Timpo soldiers when I was about, 8, 9, 10, 11. I always remember in Wyndham this little shop called Stones. I used to go in there on the way home from school, and they used to sell Timpo mounted Cowboys and Indians and foot figures. And for some reason I got in my head that Timpo mounted Cowboys at the time were 12p each. And that was expensive, if I remember correctly. But I did start collecting them. God knows what, I had loads of them, yeah, swapping the heads and all kinds of stuff. And just lost them as a kid, you know. As you grow up, I never looked after them, and those things just went. And then I got into model Airfix kits. Well, man, my father used to have a cinema in Wyndham, the Regal Cinema. And I remember one morning being sent on a removal, because he had a removal company and I used to work for him even as a young lad. I think I started on the vans at the age of 12. But anyway, we went to this address to do this removal and knocked on the door, and the people weren't moving, and they'd never rung my father, and we couldn't understand why we were there. So we went back to Wyndham and reported into my dad, and he had a big smile on his face. He said, "Oh, don't worry, lads. Good job you're back. You can watch the Memphis Bell fly over." So I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, we got Memphis Bell on the cinema starting tonight, so I've asked the pilot of the Memphis Bell to fly over Wyndham Town to do a circle." Well, my man had his fingers in a lot of pies, and he knew a lot of people, because about 10 minutes later he pointed up to the sky, and believe it or not, there was the Memphis Bell flying Fortress, flying a circle over Wyndham. So I made a model of that kit for my dad, and he hung it up in the foyer of the cinema. That was there for a few years. Nothing special. I was only a young boy, didn't know about washers, weathering and all that then. But I was proud of that aeroplane. And I don't know what happened to it, whether it went with the cinema, when it closed down, I don't know. But then I met my wife. I was about 17, and she was 15. And we're still together now. We're getting on for 40 odd years. And the good thing, she had a little brother, Alistair. And I got Alistair into figures. And what we went for was the Prince Augustus moulds of barbarians, dwarfs, elves, some men at arms, some mounted knights, a catapult. And we used to go around the old firing ranges in Norfolk and get a bit of lead. And we'd melt just pure lead down to cast these figures, paint them up, and have massive battles in the attic. The attic was like 40 metres long, and each attic was connected. One of the best scale electric sets we'd ever had in these attics, literally. But we had some mega battles up there, really enjoyed it. And I think at the end of that, we turned the battle board into a 1960s Vietnam War American Air Force base. The lights were all on the runway, and even the cockpits of the Phantoms and the F-111s, so the swing wings, they all had little lights in. My brother-in-law and myself were working in telecommunications at the time, category 5 cabling systems and fibre optics. So we had loads of little lights and loads of little bits of cable whenever we wanted it, and cable ties. And that was it. That was brilliant. Then I got into scooters. joined the scooter club and was a mod and all that. Really enjoyed it. I'm now 55 and only sold my last Vespa, my P200, a couple of weeks ago. That's gone. I've finished with scootering now. But around the age of 20, while I was still into scooters, I discovered this little shop on Elm Hill in Norwich called the Games Room. And they stocked Essex miniatures amongst others. And I really got into the miniatures, the 25mm medievals that Essex miniatures did. All the mounted knights, all of them. And I painted them up. Didn't know about washers and Games Workshop and all that then. Just literally, I think I painted them with enamels. The Humbrol, little tins of Humbrol enamels. And used gloss and matte. You know, it didn't matter. Red was red. But then where did I go from Essex miniatures? That was about it. Until a few years later, I discovered the Atari range of 54mm, 132 scale. I loved the Dragoons, the Scots Greys, the Hussars. They even brought out British light cavalry for the Napoleonic Wars, the French artillery, trains, and the gun. Everything really brilliant. And then for some reason, Atari just stopped doing their 132 range. I have a few of their figures and a few of their sets still, and I would like to collect the sets that I haven't got. The Hussars they did in 132 scale. Although you got only 4 different poses, 2 of each pose in the box, 8 figures and 8 riders. It's a brilliant set of Hussars, really finely detailed. I think they are one of the best 132 scale sets I've ever painted. I really enjoyed them. When I was painting them, it's when I got into washers and stuff like that, inks and stuff, really started developing my painting. And it's just gone since then. I've always been into toy soldiers. In the last 5 years, I've got into 28mm. Get a lot more men for your money. Because when I build an army, I'm not building it on a point system. I'm building an army as an army. And they may never be played in a war game. I have thought about just making some simple rules of my own for me and my boy, and come Christmas he can have the Vikings and I'll take a Roman army. And when I say an army, I want 500 figures in each, cavalry, everything. And that's about it. I'm now doing my 28mm. I've started this YouTube channel. People are liking what I'm painting, and I'm really certainly enjoying what they're painting and doing. Some really good painters and historical figures out there, and I really enjoy the videos. And all I can say to any of you, don't be worried about putting more than 1 video up a week, because I just like sitting in my chair, relaxing after work, and just watching your videos. I don't care if you put one up every day. That's good entertainment, and I appreciate it. And thanks to all you that do put videos up. I think there's 3 things I've got to go on to about YouTube channels next, and what advice I can give people doing a YouTube channel. The only advice I can give you, I've only been doing this since April myself, and I only started my channel up as a photo diary of stuff that I painted. And as the years go by, I can just go back and reference whatever set I want. The grandchildren can see what I've painted when I'm not here and stuff like that. That'll all still be here. That's why I started my YouTube channel. But I only use my phone. I've got no microphone. I've got nothing. Just this phone and my table lamps that I use to paint with. And that's how I do this YouTube channel. And where do I want my channel to go? Good question, because I didn't set it up to get hundreds of subscribers and everything like I just said. And to all those of you that have subscribed to me, I think I'm on about 70 now. Thank you. Awesome, and thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But I just want my channel to tick along. I'll just show you all what I'm doing, making in dioramas and painting stuff. And if people get enjoyment and enjoy watching my videos, then brilliant. But I'll always be doing it because, like I said, it's my photo diary for the future, for the younger members of my family. That's how I look at it. And just give a little bit of history of what Grandad used to do with his toy soldiers. 3 people that I'd like to nominate to do this video. Most of you have been nominated. So just give me a minute and I need to have a think. Of all the people that I was going to nominate, you've all been nominated. So Gavin Booth, I'd like to know a little bit about you and how you got into this hobby, whether it be wargaming or not. You may be like myself and not do any wargaming, but I still enjoy your videos, Gavin, and your paintwork is brilliant. I love your Napoleonics. And I'd like to thank Miller's Miniatures for nominating me to do this. Good old boy, and thank you. And that's it from me. So I'm going to crack on now. I'm working on a Wild West, some figures at the moment, so I'm now going to crack on with that. And you lot take care. Thank you all for your comments on my videos, and thank you all for subscribing to me. I do appreciate it. And just enjoy my videos like I enjoy yours. Stay safe, enjoy the hobby and enjoy life, and take care of those and what's precious to you. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.